welcome back. In this video, we are going to dive into the things I learned over 3 years of investing, what went well, and the mistakes I made. So let's take a look at what happened. So I start off in Q1 of 2022 on March 7th, and I go and I buy my first stock, Acron Helvetia. I put in 30% because it was an arbitrage. It was a short thing. And then over the next 8 months, I buy a bunch of different stocks. And the mistake I did was not at all in the buying, but in the selling. So I bought Meta for around $200 on the 27th of April 2022. And after it had gone up to around $300 in late July 2023, I thought, oh, that's nice. I should sell. But really, I knew it was undervalued. But once it's around fairly priced, it was undervalued. And then it went up to fairly priced. And from that point on, one cannot say whether it should go up or down. The key thing is to be very selective when one buys. When one has a stock, you should do nothing unless you are sure it's overvalued. Because in these growth stocks like Meta, there's a lot of optionality to the upside. So between 20 and 40 PE, between 20 and 50 PE, you should do nothing. And when it gets to 70 PE, like Guy Spears Ferrari, that's when you should act. Like he did. And Meta, sadly, is just one of many. Google, Salesforce, Wix, Micron. Yes. The only stocks I held were the ones that didn't go up. So now let's look at another huge mistakes I made. So the first trade was an arbitrage. So I was 99% certain that I was going to get 15% more than my money. So I said, okay, let's do it. Put 1/3 in it. And that was fine. It all turned out okay. But on the second trade, Alibaba, I put in 27% of my net worth. I just copied the allocation from my first investment, but the certainty was not there. All I knew basically was that Charlie Munger had invested in it, and so I said, I have to invest in it too. That's what I did. So, starting off like that, you cannot expect to beat the market. But it was a really good learning experience. And I hope that in the future, I'm not going to make the mistake again. Although past actions are the best predictor for future actions. But change is possible. Okay, forget about that philosophical stuff. Today, I think I like to do my own thinking, of course, which is common sense, because common sense is uncommon, before I buy a stock. And if I don't understand it, no worries. There are 50,000 stocks out there. There's no need to buy a stock. There's absolutely no need. And I think if I buy a stock like Alibaba, I think I'm going to put 12% in it. And if it goes down by 30, 40, 50%, I can add 8%. And if it goes up, that's also fine. I am relatively big invested in it. and I get a lot of the upside. Yeah. Now, those numbers are not exact and they will vary based on how certain I am, how much cash I have on the side, and other factors like that. But having some of those numbers in your head, I think for me, it is helpful to have these kind of anchors that I can then vary based on each case. These were a couple of the lessons I learned. So overall, my portfolio was ahead of the market for most of the time, other than in 2024, where the Mag 7 started to carry the S&P hugely, and of course I didn't own any of the Mag 7s anymore. But right now I'm not far off the S&P, and I think I'm well set up for the next 2 years. Let's see where that takes me. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned and enjoyed it. And yeah, see you soon. Like, follow, and subscribe. If you want to become my first subscriber, I'll be eternally grateful to you. Thank you.
The Teletubbies. Walls hanging low while I pop a bottle off of your chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. Bitch, I'm always after Guala, yeah, and you are not badass beat. Keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa, I'm a big bag hunter with the bow. She got a big